You are Locked On Mavericks Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Dallas, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, that was painful for the players and painful to watch as the shorthanded Mavs not only lose another game, they lose two more players to injury, and they fall to the Sacramento Kings in a huge home game by the final of 122-98. Here we go. Welcome into the Mavs Postcast, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Dallas, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Mavericks podcast feed. And a reminder that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. And coming up on our show tonight, Kyrie Irving's injury. We will get into that and what does that mean moving forward with 20 games now left to go in the regular season. Jaden Hardy injures his ankle, does not return in the third quarter. We'll talk about that. And on a positive note, nice debut tonight, a nice Dallas debut for Kai Jones, who had a career night in his first game with the Mavs. But we have to start off with the Biggs takeaway for the night. And that is just that when you thought that there was no way that things could get worse for this Mavericks team that has just been decimated by injuries, to lose Kyrie Irving, to lose Jaden Hardy, and to find out earlier in the day that the team's going to raise season ticket prices next season. I mean, it has just been unbelievable what this team has had to go through. And we talked about it a lot after the loss on Saturday night to the Milwaukee Bucks. I have said this now for months. I've never worked with or been a part of or just covered a team or been around a team that has suffered so many injuries the way that the Mavs have. I mean, it's just been unbelievable. But as frustrating as it is, and as tempting as it is to want to just pull the plug and say, okay, that's it, it's over, it's a wrap, game over. I'm not going to go there. There's still 20 games left to go. The Mavs are still up by 3.5 on the Phoenix Suns. Now is the time to scoreboard watch for sure, as the Mavs will try to hold on to that 10th and final play-in spot, right? But again, like I said the other night, right now, it's just about buying time and just trying to hold on until you can get some bodies back. At least that's my mindset. I mean, that's I'm a fight to the end guy. So that's me. Now, we could find out, when we get the injury news, right, coming up on Thursday, we could find out that Lively is still weeks away. Daniel Gafford is not close, and Anthony Davis is really not ready. And then, if you're in a situation like that, I mean, the team may decide to pull the plug, is what I'm getting at. I don't know that. I don't know what the team is thinking privately. Do they feel like, yeah, we can still make a run, we can do this, or are they, well, I don't know. I've never been into tanking. I think it's been one of the worst things that's happened to the league, that and the load management. I think that's one of the reasons why the NBA has slipped as much as it has. Those are two examples. But I just don't. I'm not going to go there. I hope that Kyrie's injury is not severe, but we'll see. I mean, as we have done all season long. I mean, it's literally one game at a time. Now, I'll say this, again, because my mentality is just to keep fighting. I mean, you can we're still the beginning of March. Okay, the regular season, there's a month and a half or a little less than a month and a half now to go, right? So there's time. I mean, there's an opportunity there if they can get some players back, and if Kyrie is not injured. But I could be in denial. I could be Kyrie could be worse than I thought. We'll see. We'll wait and find out. I'm probably not going to be able to tell much tonight, other than the initial sprain. But nonetheless, sometimes this happens, and it's just not meant to be. There have been teams that have had great, fantastic regular seasons, and then they suffer injuries in the postseason. You've had teams that are really good, and they lose a star player right before the end of the season, or it's just part of the game. It happens. You just never want it to be your team, right? I mean, it's that simple. But I thought tonight this was a huge game for the standings, obviously, and we talked about this on Saturday. I was really, really excited about this game tonight. Looking forward to seeing how the Mavs would perform, how they would do, and then once Kyrie went out, the team kept fighting. I mean, they still played, but like we talked about with the Bucks, this is the time when you see the good teams kind of take it to another level, and that's it. And the Kings have, there's a reason why the Kings have won 4 in a row, and they're going up, and they're in a better position. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's really tempting to focus on the bad, but I have maintained, at least for me anyway, right? I want, after all that this team has been through and all the injuries and everything else, they've played hard, and they've fought to stay alive, drive and stay alive. I mean, that's what they have tried to do. And at the very least, I would just like to see them just get a shot. Just give me a handful of games where everybody is healthy. 5 games. How about that? Give me 5 games where everybody's back and the team can try to make a run. Now, again, I don't know what the team's mentality. I don't know where things stand with the injuries. We'll find out more on that coming up on Thursday. But man, I've never seen anything like this. And I mean, the way that Kyrie landed, I mean, it was his whole leg. They're calling it a knee sprain, and the knee took the brunt of it. But man, it was just surreal. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Like it's just unreal. No words to say the least. So that's kind of my initial thought on this one. I mean, like I said, now it's 20 games left. You've got the lead on Phoenix. Can you buy time? Can you steal a couple wins? The Suns are going to be here in Dallas next weekend, not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. Where is it this weekend? Wait a minute. My brain it's a blur with this. Anyway, the Suns are going to be here, though, soon enough. That will be, it's Sunday. Yeah, the Suns will be here Sunday. There we go. So it's just a matter of buying some time, hanging in there, and trying to get some bodies back. I mean, that's literally all you can do. But I just can't believe it. And you just hope that Kyrie is going to be okay and that it's not severe. I mean, he has worked and fought so hard to carry this team and to keep this team going. And this would be just a horrible way for his season to end. All right, so that's my initial thoughts. I want to hear from you via the comment crew. Please jump in. I know you're out there. Thank you for tuning in. Trust me, I don't enjoy losses or talking about losses any more than you do. Like I said, this one was not only painful for the players, but painful to watch. There was a little bit of a bright spot, and that would be the new addition, Kai Jones. And when we come back, I will give you my thoughts on his game. And again, we want to hear from you via the comment crew, so please jump in. But tough one again tonight. The Mavs fall at home to Sacramento, 122-98. This is the Mavs Postcast. All right. Well, we're talking about everything that's going on right now with this team and with the loss tonight. But when the game tips off, all right, the NBA action is just getting started, and there is no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Now, with FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip-off or you want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. One thing cool about FanDuel is their live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. And whether you're backing your team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch three, you never feel like you miss your chance. And the app is really easy to use. And when you win, you get paid instantly. Now, right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. All you have to do is just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, welcome back to the Mavs Postcast, 122-98, the final. The Mavs fall at home to Sacramento. Well, one plus tonight was the debut of the new addition, Kai Jones, who, as we talked about on Saturday night, he said that he intended to sign with the Mavs after his release from the Clippers, and he did just that. I asked one of my colleagues here at the network, the great Pete Fox, who does the Locked On Clippers postcast, and I asked Pete about Kai, and he said he's very athletic around the rim, and I think we got a good glimpse of that tonight for sure for Kai Jones, who was really on what was a really bad night, was a really nice surprise coming off the bench. Kai Jones, his career high was 12 points before tonight. Kai Jones tonight, 34 minutes, ended up with 21 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block. Again, 34 minutes, 9 of 10 from the field. Even went to the free throw line, was 3 of 4. But I thought Kai Jones did a really, I mean, think about that. You you fly out here Sunday, right? Get maybe a little bit of just a feel for the building via shoot around. I know he'd been there before, and then you get here, 4 o'clock, 4:30, sign your deal, and it's officially announced at 5:05, and you go out on the floor and you play 34 minutes and you score a career high. I mean, that's impressive. You got to give it up to the young man for that, who's been through a lot. We talked about it with Moses Brown and kind of what it's like to be a big and athletic, but not necessarily able to stick, and kind of going through that journey of persevering and fighting and trying to stay in the league and find your own spot. Well, man, I'll tell you what, Kai Jones looked really, really good tonight. I mean, he was quick, athletic, good knack for offensive rebounds. I love that. Was all over the rim, was able to get up there, had just good instincts with his new teammates. And again, this is with no practice, nothing. I mean, just kind of figured it out on the floor tonight during the game. I was very, very impressed with Kai Jones. And as we talk about now, these final 20 games, and for the Mavs to try to hang in there and just hold on to that 10th spot, having him will help. And I really like, and I still do, I like Moses Brown a lot, but you could see that Kai Jones was just a little quicker, a little sleeker. I mean, obviously he's thinner, right? I mean, Brown was bigger and had a little more meat on him, a little more bulk, but Jones was really, really quick. And man, I mean, you could see all kinds of lob opportunities and situations where he should be able to really, really, help out the Mavs on both ends of the floor. So, I mean, all things considered, all the injuries and where we're at now at this time of the season, the beginning of March, for the Mavs to bring him in with everything else going on, that's kudos to them for that. That was a big plus for sure, and hopefully, he'll continue to thrive. That was, again, I think the highlight of the night for sure. I mean, he had 21, and then after Kai was Naji, who, we've been talking about when is Naji going to get going? When can we have Naji kind of get his own niche on this team, his own kind of regular spot? And they've tried starting him. They've tried to push these different buttons. He's struggling right now shooting the ball. I mean, he ended up tonight 7 of 13 from the field, but 0 for 3 from beyond the 3-point line. 4 for 4 at the line. Ended up with a very solid 18 points. He had 8 points in the third quarter. Ended up with 6 assists, 5 rebounds, a couple of steals. So good. I mean, it was a good, productive game for Naji. But again, it was also, a garbage game because it was a blowout. I mean, the Mavs, it was a 10-point game at halftime, and the Mavs were outscored in the third quarter 34-16. And that was it. I mean, the game was over. It was done. So maybe this will be the game that they can get Naji going. I mean, they're going to need him if they're going to do what they want to do and make any kind of a run. He's going to need to be a part of it. Kessler Edwards got the start. Jason Kidd wanted a bigger lineup tonight to deal with Sacramento and their size, and he went with Kai. Kai did not start. It was Kyrie, Clay, Dante Exum, Dwight Powell, and Kessler Edwards. Powell and Edwards combined for 8. I mean, that's not going to cut it. Got to do better there. Kyrie had 7 before his injury at the 2:35 mark. of the first quarter. Very quiet night for Clay. He had that one nice looking three, but that was it. 25 minutes, and I don't know what's going on with both Dante Exum and also Max. I mean, at least Max Christie got back up to double digits, ended up with 10, but even he apparently admitted to some of the media, some of the broadcast crew before the game tonight that he's kind of fighting it right now. Had that great start with the Mavs, 7 games with 15 points at least, and then he's kind of come back down to earth and has had only 1 game in double figures until tonight. So he's going to have to get going. He's going to have to be more aggressive. I think he knows that. He knows what he needs to do. But again, it's all about it. Just can't say it enough. The injuries and just the domino effect of how that plays. It just you try to cover it up. You try to do small ball. You try to do this, but it just you can only go so far. You can only stretch it so far, and then like a rubber band, it's going to snap. And it feels like and it's not funny. I mean, things have snapped right now for the Mavs. Again, 20 games left. They have a 3.5 game lead on the Suns, who will be here in Dallas on Sunday for what is now a really big game, huge game for the Mavs to hopefully maybe by the weekend, just under 6 days, that maybe they can get some players back by then and be close, not close, but just have a team that they can throw out there that can compete and has a chance to win. All right, we're going to take our final timeout. Again, though, we want to hear from you via the comment crew. Please jump in, share your thoughts on the game, the injuries, your optimism level. Can this team hang in there until they can get some healthy bodies back, healthy enough to make a run? Give me your thoughts. Jump in via the comment crew. Final timeout. When we return, we'll wrap things up. But again, the final tonight, the Mavs fall at home to Sacramento, 122-98. This is the Mavs Postcast. All right, well, NBA fans, get ready, because the swoosh, they swoosh, you save. Thanks to Dash Pass, every time a player drops 50 or more points in a game, you score a huge deal the next day. It's really simple. When any player scores 50 or more in a game during the regular season, this 24-25 regular season, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order up to $10 off the next day from noon to midnight. Now, here are a few ways you can take advantage of this deal. How about a game day feast after an epic 50-point performance? Or late night cravings, whether you're staying up watching highlights or you just need a midnight snack, you can use Dash Pass to grab something delicious while saving big. How about lunch on the go or fueling your watch party? It's really easy. You sign up for Dash Pass and be ready to save. When any player scores 50 or more in a game, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order the next day, up to $10 off. Just use promo code NBA50 from noon to midnight after a 50-point game on eligible orders at participating merchants. You must have an active Dash Pass account. Terms apply. Visit DoorDash to learn more. All right, our final segment here after the Mavs fall at home to the Sacramento Kings, 122-98. Again, Kyrie Irving, the story, he went down at the 2:35 mark of the first quarter, and that was it right there for the Mavs. Unfortunately, they did play hard. I mean, I thought Omax played better considering kind of where he's at and where his game has been the last couple of weeks. I thought that he came back and tried to play hard. I am checking out if there's any updated info. I know Nick Angstead and the crew, Isaac, slightly biased. They'll have the very latest, if not tonight during their show, for sure tomorrow or even before the game on Wednesday. They'll have the very latest on where things stand with Kyrie. But Omax, I thought, did better with 8 points in 17 minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie had 10, and we talked about Max Christie and where he's at. Now it's just a wait. Jaden Hardy suffered the ankle sprain. He had a good game going. I thought Saturday night in the loss to the Bucks, Jaden Hardy kind of came out of it a little bit, and I thought he was on his way to a good game tonight with 10 points. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He had 8 points. Did Hardy 8 points in 16 minutes, 2 of 4 from beyond the 3-point line, couple of assists, but was on his way to a good game. And again, another guy one of those young guys that the Mavs could really use something from. They need them to step up. They need Naji. They need Jaden Hardy. They need even Dante, who's a vet now. Spencer Dinwiddie, a vet. Max Christie, like we talked about. I mean, guys need to pick up the slack. And one thing, if Kyrie Irving is going to be out, let's say he's going to be out Wednesday for sure, maybe Friday, maybe he's able to come back Sunday against the Suns. One thing about Kai being out is he's been Kyrie the closer, right? Kind of taking things over in the fourth quarter. Well, now with Kyrie out, these young guys, the other guys on the team, I know Dante and Dinwiddie are vets, but my point is that other guys are going to have to now step up and try to win games in the fourth quarter and not just kind of watch Kyrie or wait for him or kind of defer to him. Now there's going to be opportunities here for other guys, to show what they can do and lead the charge and lead by example. So again, there have been so many injuries, and these guys have been through so much and have had to go through it. And I believe they're better off for it for sure. And the only hope is that, okay, after all the injuries and adversity, they would at least have a chance to finish the season strong with one last push before the playoffs. And that's up in the air. I mean, we just don't know. I mean, we can speculate. I can wish for it. I can hope for it. I can, call for it, rally for it, but we just don't know. And probably won't know tomorrow, probably won't know this week. So again, 20 games left, one game at a time. Tough game on the road at Milwaukee, back home, tough game Friday night with Memphis, obviously, and then huge game Sunday. I mean, they're all big games, but the one at home Sunday afternoon with the Suns. that is going to be big. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, I invite you to hang with Nick and the crew on the Locked On Mavs podcast. They'll have the very latest. I want to thank you for hanging with me tonight. I wish it was a better show, a better upbeat kind of show. Like I said, I was really looking forward to this game tonight. Really wanted to see. I looked at tonight like a playoff game. I mean, they're all playoff games now when you think about it, but this one had a little extra because of where they're at in the standings, and it just was not the case. And now it's just, you hope that it's not a serious injury for Kyrie, and that we'll have some better news on everybody else when that big injury announcement is made on Thursday. All right, that's going to do it for our edition tonight. Hey, thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for getting in. If you didn't get a chance to jump in via the comment crew, we'll do it again on Wednesday night. I'll be back with you after the game in Milwaukee, the Mavs in Milwaukee. Please, I invite you to join me then. But thank you for watching tonight. The final score, the Mavs fall at home to Sacramento, 122-98. This has been the Mavs Postcast.